Let us pray. Lord, I pray as I race today, keep me safe along the way. Not only me, but others too, as they perform the jobs they do. I know, God, that in a race, I, the driver, must set the pace. But in this race of life, I pray, help me, Lord, along the way. Although I know I am a sinner, help me to believe that with God, you're always a winner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose rough stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of death with victory and peace? May the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause it is just, and these be our motto, in God is our trust, and the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, David Wellborn, for the ORN Network. And tonight we are going to be broadcasting the DRL Winter Series B Split from Kentucky Motor Speedway for 50 laps. We're going to continue out the rest of this season broadcasting the B Splits just to try to give them a little bit more airtime. We run 6 races for the A splits, and we're going to finish out the last 4 with the B splits. Got to give a big hats off to iRacing, who finally helped me figure out what we were doing wrong in order to get in here as a spectator. It seems like with the new update they moved some things around, so they sent me a how-to, and tonight we should have everything. I'm hoping that'll work, and I'm hoping I'm not blowing your ears off. I went back to what works best with the sound systems, and it looks like I'm broadcasting loud and clear. I hope I'm not too loud. I'll bring it down just a notch. There we go. I think maybe that might be a little better. Like I said, we are here at Kentucky for 50 laps tonight, and we will be running 80 laps in our main event. As of right now, Richard Springer is the fastest man on the track, followed by Aaron Brown and Eric Keplinger. I'm going to go ahead and get my breakdowns done so that we get caught up on the point standings and race standings and stuff like that. So just bear with me for a minute. In our main race last week at Dega, or I should say Talladega, Ryan Hesgard got his first win. Zachary Smith came in second. James Lorello came in third. David Wright was fourth, and Brandon Dalton was fifth. In our A split, Brady Briggs was our finisher in the first place. Blake Griffith was second. Anthony Burrows third. James Larillo fourth, and Ryan Hesgard finished out the top five. In our B split, Derek Pemberton ended up winning the Dega race. Zachary Smith was second. John Mullins was third. Alan Bowman was fourth, and John Peterson was fifth. As of right now, in our main point standings, Brady Briggs is our leader in the standings. Zachary Smith has moved into the second place. James Pandolf is third. Bradley Freeman is fourth, and Jordan Gonzalez is fifth. In our A split series point standings, Bradley Briggs is first, Blake Griffith is second, Jordan Gonzalez third, Daniel Hallis is fourth, and James Pandolf rounds out our top five. In this series that we're broadcasting tonight, the B split, C.R. Reed is our points leader, Bradley Freeman is second, Zachary Smith is third, Brandon Redd is fourth, and Yavis St. Ong rounds out our top five. So now that we're caught up with the points and standings, we should be good to go for this race. Now tonight is going to be a pretty interesting race, as I've not broadcast the B races at all. But I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of that right there. A lot of cars getting loose coming off and spinning into the inside. You know, right now their drivers are just trying to give it all they got here. And we're going to just cycle through some of these cars here and just see how they're doing on the track. Let's get up on board with John Mullis. I do like that green truck. John's been doing pretty good here in the series. I'm just kind of worried because Jordan Gonzalez is not going to be able to make it tonight, and he was in our main standings in the fifth place, and he's got some work before pleasure tonight. He's got a meeting and he's not going to be able to make it. I'm hoping that maybe his meeting will be cut short and he'll be able to get in for our main event tonight. If not, we wish him all the luck and try to get back up here in the points. As I say, we got 4 races left, counting this one here. So the Winter Series is almost at an end. Like I said, we are going to be running 3 series in February. And we will be moving all of our broadcasting over to our very own TV channel, DRL TV. With that said, just want to give everybody a big thumbs up for putting everything together. We got a whole new graphics model that's going to be coming out for these series. If you are interested in running in this league, like I said, we do have 3 series that are going to be running next season, starting February the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Cup Series, and we do have the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series. So if you want to test your driving skills out with these gentlemen, go to the link below and get in touch with James Pandolf, and he'll get you set up here in one of the leagues. Now remember, you can't run more than one event, but you can only win one championship. So you need to decide which championship you're going to go for pretty early in the season, as if you win the championship in one and you're in the championship first in the second, it will revert to the second place driver in one of those series. So you can only win one, and that's the way it should be. Give everybody a fair chance at winning a season or a series. Like I said, we got a pretty good, interesting night here tonight. I'm looking forward to this race, as I've not broadcasted the B races at all. I think that it's going to be a real fun event. As of right now, we do have 16 drivers that are in this field. I think that'll make for a good show. I'm pretty sure that we'll probably have somewhere around 28 to 33 drivers in our main event, and that's going to be something to look at tonight. I'm hoping that we get through with no lag issues, no interviews not being broadcasted on the driver's end. I really just don't know what's been going on with my sound system, as I've got one headset that has a built-in sound card, and that's what I was using last week, and it just seems like everything was working just fine in our A race, but then when we went to broadcast on the main event, Discord did not like it. I don't know, but anyway, we were unable to bring you the interviews for our drivers in our main event. I'm going to take a quick moment here. I need to thank Oculus Rift. They are a proud sponsor of the ORN network, and we really appreciate everything they've done for us. Don't just play a game, get inside your game. And from NVIDIA is one of the leading in graphics cards, so jump out and get you a 1070 or 1080 today. Get those graphics that you so well need for playing your games. I think we're just about covered on our sponsors. Now, we are still looking for sponsorship for races in all three of our series. So if you're watching this broadcast and you'd like to sponsor one of our series races, then again, just drop down one of the links below, get in touch with James Pandolf at DRL Racing, and he'll be more than glad to set it up with you, let you know what we need, what it would cost, blah 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 blah. I'm really not into all of the details on that matter, but James can walk you through the steps of at least sponsoring a race or two if you want, or I believe we do have sponsorship for all three series, but don't quote me on that. I'm looking forward to February the 18th to get involved with the DRL TV, and I'm looking forward to all the new graphics models that we'll be having for the DRL Cup Series, and Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series next season. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness, and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I think tonight is going to be, like I said, a very interesting race. We got drivers that are new to the series, and we got drivers that have had quite extensive runs here in DRL. So I think tonight is going to be something worth actually sitting back and watching with these drivers tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't expect to see too many cautions. We might see a little bit of one car self spin outs due to the lines that these drivers are going to be having to run through here. And I can't seem to get where there I am. I got lost with my car, with my trucks there. But like I said, we'll get everything worked out again, and like I said, I'm hoping that everything's coming through loud and clear. I haven't got any messages yet through, so are you going to jump into Discord? I got a message. Oh yeah, well, now I see what the message was about. Yeah, I got to jump down here into broadcasting. I forgot to do so, and we may actually have a broadcaster tonight joining us. I'm really not for sure, but I believe Ryan Branch was thinking about joining me here tonight in the booth. Depends on how he's running tonight. If he said if he gets wrecked out pretty early, he might join in with us, and that would be great to have a co-sponsor here tonight. I do know that he's wanting to get some practice in because he will be broadcasting one of the series. I believe he will actually be broadcasting our Cup Series next season. And I know Martin Wenzel will be broadcasting a series as well. And then, of course, I will be broadcasting the Xfinity series. I believe that's how we got it worked out. I believe Ryan Branch will be broadcasting the Cup Series. I will be broadcasting the Xfinity series. And I think Martin Wenzel is going to be doing the trucks. Now, don't quote me on that. It could get switched around. We're still working out all the details. We still got to fine-tune our graphics and stuff. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy with what we got going on, and I believe you fans out there will be really happy to see the new graphics and logos and stuff that we've got planned for next season. We got a little less than 2 minutes to go before we get into qualifying. I'm really not for sure how the pit crews are going to work. I don't see any pit crews on the boxes, so we may not be actually able to bring the full graphics effects. I'm really not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll go with what we got and we'll figure out things later as we go. We still have 3 more races to run before we get signed off here and get going for the DRL series in February. With about a minute to go, it looks like Richard Springer is our fastest driver with a 32.672. We got J.R. Hager, who's running a 32.874, and Eric Keplinger, he's got a 32.913. John Mullins is running a 32.914, and that's really not much of a difference. And of course we got Bradley Freeman in the top 5 with a 32.948. Those are our fastest times as of right now. I'm going to go ahead and make a pick for this race and say that I believe Bradley Freeman will pull out the win in this particular event here tonight. Don't quote me on that. It is my pick, but I don't want to jinx him on top of everything else. And we are getting ready to go qualifying. About 6 seconds to go. I've been looking forward to getting back in here so that we can bring you trucks in qualifying instead of just sitting here looking at a blank screen. And looks like J.R. Hager's already on the track as he's getting ready to make his warm-up lap. We ain't talked much about Yava St. Ong, but he is currently, I believe he's 5th in this series. Yeah, he's currently 5th in the standings in this series. So he's really been driving pretty well. He makes a pretty good show. He's not a bad driver at all. I've watched him over the season as he's progressed through the B splits and in the main events. It's just a driver that doesn't really get a lot of airtime, and it's not due that I butcher his name a lot. It's just that he's that kind of a driver where he's not really caught up or can avoid wrecks or incidences, and he's just a pretty clean driver. Now, everybody in this league is a clean racer, or they try to be, and if they are at fault for something, they will take responsibility for it. This is a gentleman's league. And it looks like J.R. Hager got a 32.9, and he's currently on the pole. Let's watch Bradley here, see what he gets as he comes around to make his first lap. It looked like he smoked the tires a little bit right there. John Mullins took the pole with a 32.7. Can't count out John. He's an excellent racer as well. And Bradley crosses the line. He's currently running 6th. Eric Kepler is finishing out his 2nd lap. And he's currently in 2nd place. Got that Pennzoil Chevrolet Silverado truck. And I believe that he's not going to improve on his lap. Nope. And it looks like Robert Cunningham smacked the wall and blowed up. He did get 1 lap in. He's currently in our 7th position. We got one driver that's failed to post a time, and that's Richard Springer. Actually, we got 3 drivers that's failed to post a time, and that's William Edwards, Robert Springer, and somebody just made their lap. So we got 2 drivers. You are required to post some type of a lap, even if it's just for 3 minutes around the track. You got to at least get a time in. We got a little less than 2 minutes to go. Looks like William Edwards is on the track and he's trying to make his lap. He's already got damage on the front end, so he smacked the wall somewhere. I'm hoping he gets the time in. And he's not going to have enough time to do it if he's thinking about resetting. So 2 of our drivers, Richard Springer and William Edwards, will be starting in the back of the pack. As of right now, John Mullins is first, Eric Keplinger is second, J.R. Haggard's third, Alan Bowman is fourth, and Zachary Smith rounds out our top 5. As we get ready to set the grid, I am missing something. Oh, there it is. Duh. Alright, I'm back. I lost a lot of stuff messing around. Our track information here tonight. This is just a little under 1.5 miles, and the track temperature is 113 degrees. We are looking at 88 degrees outside temp with almost 2-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the north and partly cloudy. So this should be a pretty good race here this evening. A lot of slipping and sliding. That track is awful hot, so these trucks will be slipping and sliding. So let's do our grid. And then John Mullins, like I said, is sitting on the pole. We got Eric Keplinger outside. J.R. Haggard is third. Alan Bowman is fourth. Zachary Smith is fifth. Bradley Freeman is sixth. Robert Cunningham is 7th, Casey Drake is 8th, C.R. Reed is 9th, Cody Gatsky is 10th, Robert Larandy is 11th, Kenneth Lehman is 12th, Charles Hemphill is 13th, Yava St. Ong is 14th, Aaron Bowman is 15th, and of course we do have 2 drivers that failed to qualify, rounding out our top 16 and 17 drivers. As we get set for the race, and we do have 17 drivers as of right now. So the field will be starting with 17 drivers here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for 50 laps. I just can't wait. This is going to be a really good race. I've been looking forward to broadcasting the B races, and with everything that's going on, I'm glad to finally get these drivers in, get them some air time, and I'm hoping everything goes well. Wow, my drink's flat. I'm gonna have to take a break here soon and grab me a new drink. John Mullins is our pole sitter as he brings these trucks down. Pace car will be ducking off here in just a minute. and we'll get this race on the way. I'm going to try to remember to cut these flags on and off when I'm supposed to. And the pace car is in. And the green flag is out, and we are away here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for 50 laps. John Mullins got him a really good start, and we got J.R. Hager, who's looking high. There are two distinctive lines to race here tonight. There's a low line and a high line. I personally prefer a high line here at Kentucky. It is the fastest way around the track, as you do not scrub off a lot of speed as you're coming off these turns. But when you got a driver like that right there above you and you're coming off these turns, you really have to watch sliding up. And it looks like J.R. Hager is going to just about clear John Mullins, and he does. He clears Mullins' fin. He takes over the lead. Gonna drop back here in the back, see what's going on. Looks like everybody's trying to get single file. Oh, and I almost had an accident right there. I don't know what happened with the 52, William Edwards, but it looked to me like he shot across the track. And that, of course, caused Cody Gatsky and Richard Springer to check up. And it looks like Yavis St. On's having some early issues. He's had to take a stop and go for some reason, so he is already currently 1 lap down. As we have completed 4 laps of this race, we've already got 1 driver 1 lap down. This race should go pretty quickly, as it's only a mile and a half, or just a little less than a mile and a half. And they will most likely be working some traffic issues here within about 15 laps. Now this is a good battle back here in the back with Zachary Smith, Bradley Freeman, and Robert Cunningham. You got Aaron Brown in the mix as well. Alan Bowman in the 16 truck. Haven't talked much about him, as he stays out of the trouble most of the time in our main events. He has been caught up in a couple of races, and it looks like the Doble car of Eric Keplinger got a little loose right there. He grabs a hold of it and he's able to continue on, but he did have his hands full there for a second. And it allows the 16 of Alan Bowman to take a look on the inside. Don't believe he's going to have enough to complete that pass just yet. Gonna jump back up front and see what's going on. And Yavis St. On's has just went 2 laps down as the leaders start to work his lap traffic. And we'll watch him. Oh, and the 16 has just drilled the inside wall. I believe that was a checkup from Yavis St. On's. Let's see if we can't get you that replay. He's sitting there on the bottom, and he sees Yavis St. On's, and he just pushes straight up, and he breaks loose, and he loses it all on his own to catch the inside fence. He will be using one of those fast repairs right now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in this particular race, we do have 2 fast repairs, so that keeps the racing competitive. But in our main event, they are limited to only one fast repair, and I believe we are 14 or 17 incidences. I believe it's 14 incidences these drivers are only allowed to accumulate. And with tapping the wall and bumping each other in contact, it doesn't take long to accumulate 14 incidences. And if you do achieve those maximum incidences, you will be parking your vehicle, or you will be what they call black flagged and disqualified from the race. We hope no driver does that, though. We hope it stays pretty much clean and green this evening. Like I said, we have 2 drivers that are 1 or more laps down, and I'm sure Alan Bowman went in and got his fast repair as he's coming out right now. And it looks like everybody's pretty much single file. There's not a lot of passing going on. Richard Springer has moved his truck in from 17th position all the way up into the 11th position. And he's racing pretty hard with Robert Laredo, or Lorandi. I've noticed that there are a couple of drivers that do not have sponsorship, so if you would like to sponsor one of these vehicles next season, just again, you can get in touch with James Pandolf, and he can get you in touch with the driver that you wish to sponsor, if that is a route that you're thinking about going. We can use all the sponsorship we can get. As it does come at an expense to put these broadcasts on and to host these races. And also we give out some prizes, cash money, credits, IR racing credits for these events. So these drivers are not just running for the thrill of it. There are prizes that they will be winning at the end of the season. As myself, I will be donating 25 iRacing credits to the winner of the main event. So ORN is proud to sponsor the main event that way, and it's not much, but it's what I can do, so that's what I prefer to do. We are 14 laps into this race, and it's looking like a J.R. Haggard race. I'm really not sure how long these trucks can go on fuel, but I know that they're going to want to be coming in for some tires somewhere around lap 30 or so, maybe even 35, as this track does eat up your tires. And with the temperature that's out there this evening, it's going to be pretty slick out there, and I wouldn't want to be out there on 35 laps old tires. We're riding back here with Kenneth Lehman as he's looking up underneath the 36 of Robert Cunningham, and it looks to me like he's lost a little bit right there. And the 21 of Richard Springer, he got a heck of a run, and he was forced to check up as the 10 was in his path. He is now looking to the inside of Kenneth Lehman, and he is going to attempt to make this pass. Kenneth Lehman is looking like he's going a little backwards here tonight, as Richard Springer was able to complete that pass. And of course we got the 13 of CRE. He's just made his pass on it, and he's bringing Robert Laredo around with him. So yes, Kenneth Lehman is going backwards, as Chris Hemphill is now looking to is that right? No, Robert has just completed his pass on Kenneth Lehman, And it looks like Richard Springer is looking all over the back door of Robert Cunningham. And Richard Springer's on a move. He's got that truck up underneath him, and it looks to me like he's actually going to clear him right here. He does, and we do have a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out. I'm not for sure what it was, but I don't really see any drivers falling back. I'm looking. Well, that's quite unfortunate, as I have no idea what brought that yellow flag out. Let's see if we can. Well, folks, I have no idea what brought that yellow flag out. I'm sorry. I just didn't see any drivers run down through the field like they were getting passed backwards. So I'm really not sure what caused that yellow. We might get an update as the drivers come into pit. John Mullins is coming in to get him some fresh tires and some gas. And we are not getting the graphics as I thought we would get for the pit crew. And looks like John Mullins is going to be the first off, followed by J.R. Haggard with a 14.7 pit stop. So we're 20 laps into this 50 lap race. I'm pretty sure everybody can make it from here. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, while we are under yellow, I'm going to take a quick break and see if I can't get me something cold to drink.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness, and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and the lights are out on the pace car. So as they come off here into turn 3, we will be going green here in just a second. Our current leader is John Mullis, J.R. Haggard is second, and Eric Keplinger is third. Pace car is in, and they're away.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Now John got him a really good start again, and J.R. Haggard is slowly creeping up on his back door as those two are getting a little distance between Eric riding back here with Bradley Freeman and Robert Cunningham. And it looks like Bradley's thinking about trying to take him a look on the inside of Zach Smith. And I believe Casey Drake is taking a look on the inside of Eric. I believe he's actually going to make that pass, as we do have a battle up front. It looks like J.R. Haggard is going to attempt to make that outside move again. Oh, and I don't know if there was contact or not, but it looked like he scared the crap out of John Mullins for a second. And so he does take over the lead. Casey Drake was able to maintain his position. And it looks like Aaron Brown is following in behind Casey Drake. And we are getting these trucks sorted out. And everybody seems to be using their head and getting single file and making passes where the passes can be made, as we got the 13 of C.R. Reed taking a look on the inside of Chris Hemphill. He's almost got that pass completed, and I believe he's going to try to bring in William Edwards with him. We'll stay here for just a second. And I believe that we got Kenneth Lehman here. Yes, we do. Kenneth Lehman is taking a look on the inside of William Edwards. And Edwards seems to be going backwards instead of forwards. And it looks like the 16 of Alan Bowman's actually going to try to make that pass as well. Oh, and we have contact with 13 of C.R. Reed, and oh, he's stuck in the fence, ladies and gentlemen. He will definitely have to do a tow on that one. Well, let's see if we can't get that replay. Alright, we're riding along with C.R. Reed, and it looks like Lehman, or the 17, got into the wall, and that was Chris Hemphill. Oh, good Lord. Let's see if we can't get another look from Chris. Alright, Chris seems to be pushing up. He dives down in this turn, and he's just not going to be able to hold it, as he breaks loose a little bit right there, and he slides into the wall. He's stuck. and he pulls down, and when he does, he grabs the 13 of C.R. Reed and just sends him sailing through the air. Two truck incident, but looks like these trucks are going to be using some fast repairs. Unfortunately, the 17 of Chris Hemphill is still on pit road. I don't know why. And I know why C.R. Reed is there, because he had to do a tow. If they both did a tow, they're going to go laps down. And actually, they are now officially 2 laps down. So, John Mullins, I believe he came into, yeah, he did. He come into pits and got him some tires. J.R. Haggard stayed out. Casey Drake stayed out as well. So we got 5 drivers that stayed out with 9 laps on their tires. Everybody else decided to come in. So that'll put John Mullins in 6th position as we start here for the last 20 laps of this race. Don't know if the tires are going to make that much of a difference, and we have got a blown engine, and I'm really not sure who that is. It was a red truck, so let's see if I can't figure out what's going on there. Well, how about I just click every driver till I find him? It may have been Robert Cunningham. I'm really not sure. Oh, it. Well. And it is the 14 of Bradley Freeman, my pick for the night. See what is involved with him and why he is alright. He's riding along right there and everything seems to be good as he's gonna come down into the pits. He goes up, he hits the cone. Oh, and he just breaks loose and hits the wall. Oh, that's a crying shame for Bradley. He was trying to do a sneak and peek to try to get those drivers to come in, and he ended up losing traction and breaking and hitting the outside wall. That's real unfortunate for Mr. Bradley Freeman. Going to be a crazy race up here in the front. We've got J.R. Haggard as our leader, Casey Drake is 2nd, and Zachary Smith is 4th. John Mullins is in our 4th position. So between Drake, Haggard, Smith, and Mullins should be a pretty good battle here. Looks to me like they need to catch up to the pace car and tighten this field up a little bit. The lights are out and we will be going green in just a second. As they come off into turn 3, they're tightening up the field just a little bit. Casey Drake needs to watch what he's doing. He could get a black flag. J.R. Haggard is away.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are green flag racing once again. J.R. Haggard got a really good start that time, and the battle's going to be back here for 2nd with Zachary Smith and Casey Drake and Aaron Brown as they're trying to make it 3 wide. I think they think better of it. And it looks like Zachary Smith wants to take his half up right down the middle. And they are going to make it 3 wide right here going into the turn. It looks like the 45 decided to back out of it just to give it a little bit of room, and that's Aaron Brown. That's pretty smart of Mr. Brown. Don't need to wreck right now. And Casey Drake and Zachary Smith and Aaron Brown are continuing to battle it out. And it looks like we got a car or a truck rim riding up here at the top. And that is 52 of William Edwards. It looked to me like he might have got into the wall just a little bit. He does have some damage. And of course now you got Mr. Haggard. He is 1.5 seconds out in the lead, so the battle is going to be for second and third. John Mullins is on a move. He is trying to get up there and get past these trucks so he can get his line going. And it looks like Eric is thinking about taking a look on the inside of Aaron Brown. John Mullins did take a look on the inside of Zachary Smith, and I believe he's going to complete this pass right here. And yes, he does. And it looks like we're getting ready to have a wreck. These drivers are really battling out for the 5th and 6th spot. Eric Keplinger and Aaron Brown and William Edwards are all battling it out for 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's a real tight group right there. John Mullins was able to complete his pass, and he is now looking to try and get in front of Casey Drake. And Aaron Brown is not giving up, and neither is William Edwards. William Edwards is now on the inside taking a look on the 45 of Aaron Brown. He was not able to complete that pass, but I believe he just smacked the wall again. These drivers are really battling it out, and there is contact between the 45 and the 52. Hang on to it, hang on to it. There you go. What a nice save. Now that's a nice save right there. We can take a look at that real quick. We're riding along with it, Williams. And it looks to me like the 45 is going to get up here into the wall, and they both make a little contact, but the 45 continues on, and the 52 of Williams has his hands full. He does gain control of that car, and we do not have a yellow. That's some nice driving from Mr. Edwards. And we get back up here in the front. And John Mullins has caught Casey Drake with just a little more than 11 laps to go. He's going to have his work cut out if he's going to try to catch Mr. Haggard. The only way he's going to be able to do that is with a yellow. And I'm not looking forward to seeing a yellow come out here, as these drivers are battling it out. And we got Eric again. He's taking a look on the inside of Zachary. Not sure if he's going to be able to complete that pass or not.
All right, man.
And we do have a yellow. Well, may have been the 52. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't him. Let's see if I can't rewind it just a little bit further. And it looks like it was the 45 of Aaron Brown. So let's get on Aaron Brown. Right, Aaron's on the bottom of the track. He's going down the back stretch. Seems to be okay. Not sure if he's getting ready to get some help here from Robert. Robert makes a clean pass, and it looks like he just hits the wall on his own, and he ends up barely catching the 17. And of course the 52 has nowhere to go, as Aaron did not hang on and hold on to his brakes. If he'd have held his brakes, that probably would not have happened. And that is the yellow flag that Mr. John Mullins was looking for. And it looks like I don't believe now somehow or another John has ended up in front of J.R. Hager. I'm really not sure how that happened, unless it was done through pits. Yeah, it looks to me like everybody made pit stops while we were looking for the caution. And it looks like John and Casey both got out in front of Mr. Hager, so it's gonna be a good finish. We'll probably have right around 5 to go when the lights go out. So this is gonna be an intense battle for the last 5 laps here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for the DRL B-Split Series. And I'm hoping to be able to bring you gentlemen and ladies the interviews here tonight. Now we have had 3 cautions for 9 laps, and we've had 3 lead changes. So that's not too bad for a 50 lap race. I would have liked to have seen a longer green flag run and maybe a green flag pit stop. We may actually get that in the main event. I'm not sure. I would like to see a long green flag run here at Kentucky. So Casey Drake is our leader, and he looks like he's going to elect to take the inside. John Mullins is on the outside. J.R. Haggard is on the bottom on the inside. Zachary Smith is on the outside. So it's going to be really much a competition between the top 3 drivers here, as they have got the machines to check out on these other drivers. And I believe with John being on the outside, he might actually be able to pull this race off. And the lights are out on the pace car as they take off and enter into turn 3. pace car is in. And Casey did not waste any time. He took off, and the green flag is out. J.R. Haggard is on the bottom, and he's trying to secure his second place. And JR is taken to the high side, as he's been doing all evening long. And he will probably make this pass. Oh, he does the undercut, and we have got a truck in the wall. That's Kenneth Lehman. Kenneth Lehman did hit the inside wall. And we are under, excuse me, we are under yellow once again, and I'm hoping that we get a green-white checkered out of this, but I'm not sure if we will or not. As we take another look here at Kenneth Lehman, and he's already, of course, made his wreck, so we'll see what we got here. We're riding with Kenneth on the bottom. And it looks to me like he just breaks loose right there, and then gets tagged by the 45, and then he gets tagged again and gets sent way up in the air. And of course he ends up having to get a tow. And Casey does a fake out. I was about to say, if you come down pit road now, you're a fool. And I believe we might actually get a green-white checker here for the end. Of course, if yellow does come out, we will finish under yellow. I'm hoping they can get a green flag finish in. And the 13 of CRE is now back on the lead lap, so he's the last truck on the lead lap, as with Cody Gatsky, Charles Hemphill, William Edwards, Yavasing Ong, and Kenneth Lehman and Robert Cunningham are all one or multiple laps down. I believe this has been a really good race for us here tonight. I really wasn't looking forward to this last yellow. I was hoping it would finish with a nice green flag finish here. Been a lot of give and take here in this race here tonight, and with the track being as slick as it is, these drivers have really had their hands full with these wheels. And I believe if the lights go out, we will get a green-white checker. Just 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. The battle's going to be between Casey Drake, J.R. Haggard, John Mullis, Eric Keplinger, and Zachary Smith. Those are our top 5 drivers. Bridger's Fingers did a really good job here tonight. He started dead last. He's in the 8th position. And the lights are out on the pace car, so we will be getting that green-white checker. J.R. Hager have enough to make it on the outside of Drake? Can John Mullins be able to fit his truck through there and pull off the win? We'll know in 2 laps. Bradley Freeman has actually made it back up into the top 10. And the pace car is in.
Green flag,
Green flag is out and we are away. J.R. Haggard jumped to the bottom. Try to get some of that draft as we come across for the white flag. And J.R. Haggard is all over the back door of Casey Drake as he moves to the outside to try to complete this pass down the backstretch. Don't know if he's going to be able to do it or not. It looks like he's got him clear, ladies and gentlemen. And J.R. Hager is going to come away with the win. And J.R. Hager is our winner. Followed by Casey Drake, John Mullins, Eric Keplinger, and Alan Bowman. I don't know what that was at the end of the race. And Mr. Hager is going to do his burnouts. I am looking. Well, let's give him a little bit of time to complete this. Mr. Hager, you got a copy? J.R. Hager, you got a copy? And not sure what's going on. J.R., you got a copy? I can't hear him. Let me see if I can't fix this real quick. Alright, Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I got a copy on you.
Alright, brother. Well, you pulled off the win there. Nice job. Did you hear me? Well, I had him and now I lost him again. He can't hear me. Okay. We'll get this fixed. Because I am not going through this again. Let's see.
Thank you.
Alright, how about now? Do you got me?
Yeah, I got a copy on you now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Discord, but you got a win out of that, brother. How's it feel?
It was kind of cool, I tell you that.
Well, it was a big battle there between you and John there for a long time, and then you made that decision to come down pit road. Well, I mean, stay out, and he made the decision to come down. He was not able to get back up there to you, but that was a nice call, staying out.
At the time, it didn't seem like it. At the time, I thought I was making the stupidest mistake I could have. The tires were so important tonight that it was unbelievable at how much it was dropping off, because, I mean, literally, we'd run 10 laps and it'd be a second drop-off or two.
Yeah, I figured that. The track temperature was around 113 degrees, so I figured it was going to be real slick out there.
I most certainly was set. I was turning right more than I was left off of 3 and 4.
Oh, I hear you there. I've done that many times myself. You got anybody you want to give a quick shout out to, brother?
Yeah, Aaron Brown, Casey Drake, the 00, can't pronounce his name.
Eric Keplinger?
Yeah, they're all great teammates.
All right, brother. Well, we're looking forward to see you in the main event.
10-4, you too.
All right, have a good night now.
You too.
All right, if I can find him, we're going to grab Casey Drake. There he is. Hey, Casey, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, second place, brother. How's it feel?
Yeah. Good.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
looked like you had your hands full out there.
Yeah. I got a little loose coming out of 2 on the final lap, and that just JR just had a faster car the whole race.
Yeah, he was the man to beat out there, for sure. You got anybody you want to give a quick shout out to, brother?
I'd like to thank Dynasty Racing League for hosting the races, and I'd also like to thank Aaron Brown, Eric Keplinger, and JR for being the team.
It's always good to have teammates to help you out.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being out there and running the best you can and being a part of this league. And we'll see you in the main event, brother. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. Have a good evening now.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see. We got John Mullins. Got to find him, that's for sure. Hey, John, you got a copy? Mr. Mullins, you there?
Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing?
Oh, how you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good. Got schooled by a young buck.
Well, you kind of did that to yourself when you made that pit call, didn't you?
No, I got trapped between the two that stayed out, and it took me a few laps to get around them. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gonna take fresh kicks there every time.
I don't blame you. I would have too. It just seemed like JR had the line to run up there at the top. Seemed like he was more comfortable up there in the high lane, as slick as that track was out there.
Yeah, he was fast, but I could tell he's loose off both ends, but he was keeping it under him. I was trying.
Well, he did say he was turning right more than he was turning left. Of course, now y'all are running at 113-degree track temperature.
Yeah, the main's going to be nighttime, so it's going to be a different story there.
Well, maybe y'all get a little better grip.
Yeah, definitely going to get some more grip. Yeah, and plus they got to jump over that last restart. That last caution really messed us up.
Yeah, I really wasn't looking forward to that. I was kind of hoping to see if maybe you couldn't get that run to try to pull off the win. You got anybody you want to give a quick shout out to?
Oh, give a shout out to the young man who won. He's coming along real good, J.R. Hager.
That's a big 10-4. Well, with that said, we look forward to seeing you in the next event here at 9:30.
We'll see you then, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to try to get Eric in. And then maybe we'll try getting Mr. Bowman. Problem is, I gotta find him. There he is. Eric, how you doing there, brother? Well, it might help if I put him in the channel with me. Eric, you got a copy? Mr. Kiplinger, you there? It appears that Eric may be AFK. Alright, we'll try to get a quick one in with Alan Bowman. Tater, you there? Well, what in the world is going on? Mr. Bowman, you got a copy? Mr. Bowman. Well, it appears our last two people were AFK. Let's get us a quick rundown and get our results in here. J.R. Hager was our finisher in first place. Casey Drake was second. John Mullins third. Eric Keplinger fourth. Alan Bowman fifth. Zachary Smith sixth. Robert Larandy 7th, Aaron Brown 8th, Bradley Freeman did round out into top 9, and Richard Springer, starting dead last, finished in the top 10. C.R. Reed, with his bad luck, ended up finishing 11th. William Edwards got 12th, Charles Hemphill 13th, Yavin St. Ong was 14th, Cody Gatsky 15th, Kenneth Lehman 16th, and Robert Cunningham rounds out our 17th position. And this has been DRL Winter Series B split from Kentucky for 50 laps. We will be here again next Tuesday night at 7:30. I will be broadcasting the B Series for the rest of the season. We look forward to seeing you, ladies and gentlemen, here next week. And at 9:30 we will be here for the main event, so come back and see us at 9:30. I am your host, David Wellborn, and signing off for the evening until 9:30. Good night and God bless.